Hey, good morning or afternoon. It's morning for me. Welcome to 13moonmystic.com. My name's Dana Demara. And I just got done teaching a class, and I am very excited to bring this recording to you. Those of you who've been with me for a long time on this platform, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting this work. And we are in a very interesting time in history. So I just want to say thank you for listening and tuning in. And those of you who haven't been with me for a long time and this is your first time here, welcome. So a couple of things before we get started. I'm going to go through the aspects of this new moon coming up, but I'm going to encourage you to do a couple of things. One is take notes if that's the way you process information. Another is to potentially look at your chart beforehand if you get a chance, or afterward, and you can see how it mashes up. But sit in a quiet space while you're listening to this. So if you can't do that, or you don't have time and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to listen to this while I'm driving or whatever, that's fine. But at some point, I want you to come back to it and listen to it quietly, because I find that this information assimilates a little bit differently when we're just focused on single point focus, one thing. And then I'm going to start with a meditation like I like to do. And just so you know too, I write out notes and stuff, but I don't practice any of this. I basically kind of look at charts, see what's happening, and then I write out some notes, and I close my eyes for like a nanosecond, and then I open them up. I ask for divine guidance. So this is all channeled. This isn't something that I've planned or anything. This is science-based intuition or intuitively based science. I'm not sure what you want to call it. So just so you know, this is one of my favorite things to do, and I'm really happy that you're here. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. We're going to begin in a quiet meditation. And really simple, just, take a few cleansing breaths. So you're going to inhale through the nose and then exhale all your breath out through the mouth, and just do that a couple of times. Just, and do it again. You're going to inhale and then just let it all go. All right. And then be really quiet and clear. I don't mute out external sounds because that's life. So you just find that sense of grounding amidst the noise that's going on in your own external circumstance, but also in life. And allow the breath to become deeper and more loud than anything that you hear outside of yourself, including your thoughts. And before we begin, before I even show up with you, I ask that my words, my thoughts, my deeds are all guided by Source. I ask that I am protected and guided by all the archangels, all my guides, my spirit guides, my guardian angels, and all positive, protective, and loving forces. And I ask that for all of you so that we are in a sacred container together. And just take a few deep breaths. And if ever this meditation portion of this class isn't long enough for you, I just ask that you pause me and take as long as you need. Okay. And take about 2 more breaths. Excuse me. And then we'll hold the next inhalation at the top. And then exhale all of your breath out through your mouth. All right. How are you? What a loaded question. I remember before March, I would ask people how they were, and they would go, "Oh, I'm fine." And I would just look at them and go, "No, you're not allowed to say fine. How are you really feeling?" "Oh, I'm good." "No, not allowed to say good." And now that simple act of diving a little bit deeper has a lot more meaning. So I want to go ahead and get started, and I want to share my screen. But before I do that, I just want to say a couple things. One is we're on the precipice of this new moon in Leo on August 18th, 7:42 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can calculate that at your own time. Just Google it. You'll figure it out for your own time zone. So this new moon in Leo, I love new moon Leo because I'm a Leo, and it is coming on the heels of Uranus going into retrograde. So Uranus is going to join 5 other planets in retrograde. So we're going to have 6 planets in retrograde, which is sort of like a feeling like this, like everything starts to spin backwards. And just so you know, like if you don't know some of these terms that I'm talking about, I'll give you little bits and pieces, but I also have an astrology course online that isn't that expensive and it's really awesome. And I talk about all about the planets and the stars and kind of, just a general overview on how to function. But with retrograde, what happens is the planet itself doesn't spin backwards. It actually starts to, so if it's going this way in the universe, it starts to go in the other direction. So its essence, its orb, maybe like, for example, if Uranus is in Taurus, which it is, if it goes backwards, it's going to go in the sign behind it. It's not going to happen this time, but it'll go in the sign behind it and then it'll go back. So it hits these 2 signs and these 2 houses. So it asks us to review what we've already experienced, hopefully from a higher perspective with the essence of Uranus in this example, which is breakthroughs, breakdowns, breakups, unexpected miracles, abundance, however you want to look at it. It's all up to your perception. Please keep that in mind. So I'm going to give you like the scientific understanding of this and the astrological influence, but this is really all about you and how you perceive it. So if you're on the other side of the screen going, this doesn't even make any sense to me, it's not going to make any sense. If you go, oh my God, this is so resonant, it's going to resonate. If you're in somewhere in between that, trying to figure it out, keep being there and just let the chips fall. But Uranus in retrograde is a big deal before all this happens. If you've been paying attention, I want to touch on this too before I show you the chart. We just had a very major aspect at the beginning of the year, January 12th, 2020, during an eclipse. We had the Capricorn, we had Pluto Saturn conjunct, okay? And now we're experiencing that now with this new moon. Good times. How you doing? Good. So we've had this time as a global society to be in a place of understanding, how we function in turmoil, which I think is really funny because I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but I hear my washer like wah, 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 wah right now. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, oh my God, I wish that would stop. But that's exactly what we've been going through in the time right now. It's like the washer's in that spin cycle, but you put too much crap in it. And it's like hard to move. And so we've had this opportunity to like look at what's in our lives and what's gotten heavy and what is spinning in the wrong direction. And that's where we're at. And so we're experiencing this conjunction again, but we also have all these other aspects to Mars. So I'm going to show you the chart and it'll make a lot more sense. But I also want, well, actually, I'll just do that because it's kind of fun to do that. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to look at my my notes, and then I can look down and you guys can't really see me. I'm just kidding. So the new moon is when the sun is conjunct the moon. Okay, it means the sun and the moon are together in the sky. It's a time to go quiet. It's a time for setting intentions. I find this interesting. I'm actually headed to Tahoe. You're probably listening to this while I'm in Tahoe. And the last time I experienced Tahoe was on a new moon in Leo right around my birthday. So it's kind of my magic place to be. It was when I was trying to decide if I should move to San Diego. So that was in 2017, I think, 3 years ago. And so we find these magic places on Earth or in our house or on our property to set new intentions. We don't need to go out anywhere. We don't need to be with a whole bunch of people. This is about you and what you desire. It's about going inward. And remember that all aspects don't just start and stop on any given date. So just because, the new moon falls on August 18th, it's actually more potent the days before and after. So just be aware, right? And then what affects the moon is what sign it's in, what its ruling planet is, and what other aspects are happening at the time of the moon, which is what I'm going to talk about here. So look at all of these aspects. We've got a new moon, Leo. I'm going to talk to you about this dominant triangle aspect. I pulled it from a website and I'll definitely reference it, but it's really freaking awesome. I love it. New moon conjunct Mercury, new moon quincunx Saturn, Mercury quincunx Saturn, and you'll see why in a moment. New moon trine Mars, which means Mercury trines Mars because the new moon is sitting with Mercury. So those three planets, the sun, moon, and Mercury are all together. And so they're all doing these same aspects to Saturn and Mars. Mars triple trine to Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. I'll show that to you too. And then there's a triple conjunct Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. It's like a shit show, but not in a bad way. It's actually this aspect that Mars is making to Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter is being cooled off by the aspects it's making to the other planets. So it's going to be incredible. And again, this all depends on your perspective. So be mindful how you think, who you're surrounding yourself with, everything, okay? In retrograde, we don't have Mercury anymore. Sorry, I forgot to take that off. Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, 6 planets, okay? Pluto, Saturn, Pluto transformation, Saturn logistics, karma, system structures, Jupiter wisdom, knowledge, expansion, growth, discovery, Neptune dark, underworld, illusion, secrets, that kind of thing. Chiron, healing, sacred warrior, Uranus, unexpected miracles, breakdown, breakthrough, breakup. So all those things in your life are on like a, hey, let's review what you've done in the past however many months. How you doing? Good. Okay, so actually before I go through this, I'm going to go back. I'm going to actually go to the picture, okay, so you can see it. Okay, so I want you to, actually I'm going to go here so I can point. I can't use my pointer on the big bit, so I'm just going to put that up here. So here is the moon, the sun, Mercury. See that? All in Leo. So it's at 26, 26, 26. Okay, Mercury is at 20. It's at 28. I have my glasses on, but it's very small. And then we've got over here, we have Mars. Mars is in Aries. Good old fire sign in another fire sign. Fire planet in a fire sign. Could be a little fiery. I'm going to go through that in a moment. But basically, just so I don't forget, Mars in Aries. So Mars is the initiator. Mars is the warrior. Mars is like let the get shit done planet. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac wheel. Aries is like, yeah, Mars, let's freaking go. Let's do it. Yeah, woo, let's go, you know? And so there are 2 fire signs that are like trying to get shit done with 6 planets in retrograde. So just so you know, they're meeting some resistance, which could cause angst. Okay, so Mars, good side is get shit done, move forward, initiator, yay, let's go, let's put the plans in motion. Mars shadow side is aggressive. It's pushy, it's mean, it's bullying, bullyish, right? So we have these aspects being played out, okay? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch the news for one day and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Up here, so here's Mars, and then you have Uranus and Taurus at 10 degrees. Uranus is going to go into retrograde, okay? And then you've got, what do we have here? We have Jupiter at 18, Pluto and Saturn all in Capricorn again. Saturn was in Aquarius, but since it went into retrograde, now it's moving backwards. It went back into Capricorn. So any lessons that we have in this Capricornian, bizarro world rooted issues, earth issues, that's gone back for you to look at them, okay? And that's uncomfortable. It's okay though. We're all going to be okay, I promise. And then we have this aspect here. See this green line? It's, so we have the Saturn creating an aspect to all of this too. I'm going to go over that in a moment. So conjunct Mercury. So you'll see Mercury right there. Even though they're not exactly conjunct, they're close enough to create issues with communication. So how we communicate, are we communicating from a place of love and understanding, or are we communicating from a place of fear and outdated ideals? These aspects create a very potential, or I should say potential for stress, because you've got this like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, um, like, and then an energy pulling the reins back. So the focus of this moon phase is on the lower mind, which is Mercury. Mercury's the lower mind. It's our day-to-day thinking, our like day-to-day processes, right? Like, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock. I'm going to go to hot yoga from 5:30 to 6:30. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to shower. I'm going to get my kids ready for school. And then I'm going to take them to school. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to pick them up at 2:30. So the brain gets this, that's used to be my old pattern every day for years. Now the brain gets used to this day-to-day thinking. And now with everything that's going on in the world, it's like, you can just throw that away because that's not working anymore, right? So it makes this this idea of our day-to-day kind of blown apart. Like, what do I do now? But the beauty of that is that Uranus is in retrograde, and Uranus is the higher mind. So Uranus is like, okay, man, throw that away and let me give you some really epic downloads on how to do this differently. Like, you do not have to do things the way that you were doing them. You don't. You can do it differently. But if you're stuck, and this is you, I'm saying this to you personally. I'm going to do this so you guys can hear me. I'm saying this to you personally. If you are stuck in your old ways, if you're like, but I want to take my kids to school. I'm just using that as an example because it's easy. Okay. But I want to take my kids to school, or, but I want to go to hot yoga. Well, hot yoga's closed. But I want to take my kids to school, but the school's closed. You are going to meet resistance and you are going to tire yourself out. Unless you go, well, that's not going to work anymore. I'm not going to beat my head over onto a wall. I'm going to think about something new. Wait, but I can't think about something new because I'm running old patterns. So let me sit in meditation and ask Spirit Guide, what is it that I want to bring into existence now? That's the energy. So if you start to feel yourself doing this with anything at all, it's a cue for you to go, stop. Okay, really important, because we have these beautiful harmonious aspects too that are actually going to offer you amazing opportunities for like ideas that you could have never imagined in your life. So like for example, I am stoked to be going to Tahoe because why? Because I'm not in my beautiful mundane life right now. I love my life and I want to go somewhere different where I have to like come out of my day to day. So anything you can do safely to come out of your day-to-day, do that, okay? Let me go back into sharing my screen because I want you to see this. I mean, it's just freaking powerful, man. It's so amazing. And I'm gonna make it big so you can see it. Okay, so let's see, It makes a harmonious trine aspect to Mars and stressful quincunx to Saturn. So that green dotted line is, it could be a little bit of like structures, systems. They're all breaking down right now, you guys. I don't know if you noticed that, but everything that we relied upon as word, as rule, as like, this is the way it is, that is all going away. And if it all went away too quickly, we would be in what we would call Armageddon. So it's going away slowly. So be grateful for that, one thing at a time, and allow your thinking mind to fade away. Amp up the meditation, amp up the dial on your transistor radio. In fact, get rid of the transistor and go to something a little higher tech and listen deeper into the higher mind, not the thinking mind. You can observe your thinking thoughts like, okay, I get it. Yep, I hear that pattern. I don't like that pattern. Okay, universe, tell me what the new pattern is. That's where I want you to be. So maybe with this new moon, what you could write out is like old patterns that you notice about yourself. And then maybe give your paper to like your best friend and say, you know, you got to have a good relationship, and say, could you write down some patterns that you see in me so that I can eradicate them too? Like, just notice, okay? But these three aspects that I'm talking about, they're creating what we call a dominant triangle. Actually, before I get to that, I just want to make sure I have no. Okay, this energy is also about paying attention to the beauty in your life, the strength, the courage that you have, what you've persevered so far, what you've come through, what you've been dealing with just since March, or maybe backward. Like, have some inner authority to actually put the focus on yourself and say, I'm kind of a badass and I have worked through some stuff and I'm ready to do something different. And I know that I have every tool within me and every support of the universe to make it happen. And then what's going to happen, and this just makes sense. Okay. So, oh my God, this is so awesome. So I'm going to stop share. So imagine you're coming through life and you're like with your like circle of people and you're all talking like the same language, and then you all of a sudden wake up to something, you're like, yeah, but I like this other idea, you guys, how about that? And some of the people are like, oh yeah, that's great, and they kind of hang with you, and other people are like, no, that makes no sense, like WTF. No, you're seeing that too happening on the planet. I know you are because I am. And I know that everyone is seeing like these ideas of separation. We're just going to subscribe to this idea of separation and non-dual and duality for just a moment, just for the sake of explaining something. Okay. So you start to illuminate yourself and you're like, wait, but I'm spiraling and I'm noticing these new ideas and I really want to jump into them. Now, what you'll look at is you'll see these old visions of yourself that show up in other people or what you notice on the media or whatever, contradicting your new ideas. Stay with me, okay? Because remember, this is downloaded. So Uranus is like, hey, how about this idea? The old thinking mind that are showing up are going, oh no, that sucks. What the hell are you thinking? No, that's wrong. You're going to perceive that as negativity. You're going to go, I don't want that in my life. That's negative. I don't want it. Try not to think of it as negative. Try to think of these things that are coming up for you as an old aspect of yourself, and look at yourself as spiraling into something new. And then you can start to move away from those things. You can go, oh, thank you so much. That helped me so much to have that block idea, whatever. Now I'm done and I'm moving to something different. No offense, no harm, no foul. I'm complete. Thank you. I'm moving on now. And then don't look back anymore, because none of that past is going to exist in a second. Okay. But you can't, you also don't want to be like, oh my God, this is so negative, I don't want to deal, because I've heard myself say that. And then it just comes back in a boomerang. So just be mindful of your verbiage. I hope that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to share my screen again so we can get back to the, I always wonder what I look like up close staring at my screen, because I don't watch these when I'm complete with them. So listen to and pay attention to what this new moon, what uplifts you, okay? You don't have to ditch what doesn't, but just pay attention to what uplifts you, okay? Okay, so now I want to talk about this aspect pattern. And actually I'm gonna draw it out for you, okay? So there's this thing that we call, it's called a dominant, I just want to look at a dominant triangle. So it represents a crisis that leads to slow but profound growth and transformation. I'm going to repeat that. It represents a crisis that leads to slow but profound growth and transformation. I'm going to show you what that is, okay? So actually, let's go back here. Okay. The dominant aspect pattern is one of, and I got this from one of my teachers, is one of Bruno and Louise Huber's learning triangles that include a red, blue, and green aspect. This is from Astrology King. It is a crisis mechanism that represents growth problems that affect the whole personality, influencing all areas of life. And I would just pay attention to this, like just absorb it for a moment. The growth and transformation process is slow, but it's profound. So the red square aspect shows a regular and drastic experience of conflict due to feelings of inadequacy because of a certain problem. Okay, that's new moon and Mercury square Mars. Okay, new moon, Mercury square Mars. That's the Mars aspect. The green quincunx aspect is the next step where the problem is initially dealt with, so that you could be experiencing it now or not. Searching for a solution can lead to a change in self-image. So that means you're like, oh, I'm not inadequate. Oh my God, I'm freaking amazing. New Moon and Mercury, quincunx Saturn. Or you could go the other way. Remember, all your own thing. Okay, I'm going to make this big. The blue trine aspect is the desired state of harmony that comes from a creative problem solving. Ego transformation results in a more dominant and influential personality. I love this. New Moon and Mercury trine Mars. Conflict, striving for solution, harmonization. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute, you guys. The whole planet has been under a certain way of being that we are trying to, as a global society, shift. So that means it's going to take a hot minute. Don't rush it. Be focused on what you need. You. Because then that ripples out to everyone else in the world. And listen, we just went through that that Lionsgate portal, which was freaking profound and amazing. Did it make all our problems go away? No. No, but it gave you a sense of strength to move forward toward harmonization by either showing you some aspect of yourself that was in the way or showing you a way out, something new, or both. Okay, I hope this is making sense. And if you want to know how this meets up with your chart, just let me know. I can absolutely read your chart for you. Okay. Whew. So Mercury, I'm going to go back to this one. So Mercury, so you see how we've got Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. I showed it to you before. All those three planets are squaring Mars. And then if you follow the blue line that goes from Mars to the Mercury, Sun, Moon, it's trining. Okay. And then that green dotted line creates the dominant triangle. Freaking amazing. Sometimes I don't pay attention to this until like the day I need to record or the day before. And then I go, oh yeah, of course this is what's happening. Jeez, man. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of look at my notes and then read some of this for you. So Mars square Saturn, it's going to bring, Mars is the initiator, right? Saturn is system structure. Mars is like, I really want to start with these new patterns and structures. And Saturn is like, but we can't. We have to wait. We have to learn our lesson. Remember, it's in retrograde too. So is Pluto and Jupiter. They're all like, no, man, we're like way more powerful than you. Now, let me say something. Mars is going to retrograde in September. So just hold on to your freaking horses. But Mars square Saturn brings a little bit of frustration. They're like opposing energies, right? So you can almost, if you've been in your higher mind, you can see what's next. And you're like, yeah, I want that. And the universe is like, but you didn't learn this one lesson. You got to deal with this lesson. And you're like, but I don't want to. And then the universe is either going to go, okay, go ahead. And then you're going to trip yourself up, or the universe is going to go, no, I said this is like the fifth freaking time that you have been dealing with this. I want you to complete it. Okay. So one of those or all of those things could be happening. And if it's not happening for you, it's happening for someone else. So be patient with people and compassionate. Okay. Like do your best, especially those that are like rubbing up against you directly. Okay. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. The best approach now is like I don't want to say defensive, but a gentle protective. Like, okay, I know where my boundaries are. I know that this person, situation, media thing is complete and not resonant with me anymore. I'm going to just create a little protection against that. And I'm going to just stay in my own pod. Okay. And so I like to use the idea of wrapping mirrors around me, where the mirrors are like facing out, and then I can just stay in my own space. And really focus on the sacred temple that is in your body, mind, heart, soul. Just focus on protecting that. Meditate, pray, move, swim, silence, phone, electronics out of your bedroom at night. Just get them out. They're creating a zzz that you don't need right now. New moon conjunct Mercury. So if you look at the moon and the sun, it's sitting right next to Mercury. So that's going to put a big, and I already talked a little bit about it. It's going to put a little more focus on your lower mind thinking, but I want you to remember that there's also opportunity for massive downloads from Uranus. So, um, you know, with this new moon conjunct Mercury, it brings like a quicker thinking, like a adaptability, alertness. I'm paying attention. Just make sure that you're not going down old patterns. Allow for Uranus energy to come in and infuse your ideas with like a divine light. I hope that makes sense. Or curiosity. That's another good word. Like, oh, I never thought of it that way before. That should be your mantra for the next however many months. I think it's December or January when Uranus goes direct. We have some pretty strong astrology till January, you guys. So this isn't anywhere like I'm gonna just blink my eyes and have it be over. No, it's not. It's time to really be focused on a new pattern that you want to create. Okay. Make plans. Go ahead and make plans, but remember to have them have like a escape route, like an adaptability. Be adaptable, be resilient, be focused. If you've been following these along, I've been asking you for months to get focused on what it is that you want. If it's come to you, if your purpose has come to you, go in that direction, but go slow. Don't expect everything to change by tomorrow. It's not. Everything needs time to percolate. This is a great time to really listen to your heart, to avoid like mind altering substances as best as you can so that you can really drop into what's real. And pay attention to your dreams. Write your dreams down. I've been having the most epic dreams lately. Pay attention to animal medicine. Pay attention to spirit animals coming to you. I was outside yesterday working on my computer and I'm sitting on my back deck in this comfy chair and I looked up and this hummingbird was like right this close to my face, like staring at me, and it never moved. It was just like, you know, and I've been seeing them everywhere. So pay attention to what animal spirit comes up for you. Yeah, dead or alive. So just pay attention. New moon quincunx Saturn. This it's going to hamper your idea for like self-expression. Those systems are going to like kind of give you, it's like a pushback. Like it's just this pushback. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like it's challenging. But it's going to potentially create like an imbalance on what you want to do and what you can really do right now given circumstances. So just write stuff down as a meditation and then go, okay, that'll come back to me when it's time. It's not time right now, you know. And then remember that Mars is an aggressive initiator, so don't give in to the Mars energy and just push things forward. Don't. You'll know Mars will trip your butt up. Okay, so just pay attention. Mercury quincunx Saturn, it could cause fear and indecision and like, I don't really know, I'm unsure, I don't know what to do, because you're in your thinking mind. Get out of the thinking mind. Okay, be in the idea of opening up that universal mind and universal love. Like ask spirit, what is it right now that I'm supposed to be doing? Why is this one situation still pissing me off? Or whatever. Why is this thing still coming to me? I don't get it. Ask for guidance. Ask, because the angels and the stars are listening and they're like begging, please ask for my help. I'll give it to you. Okay, for real. Triple trine to Mars. So new moon trine Mars right before it goes into retrograde. It goes into retrograde September, beginning of September. Gosh, I'm sorry, I don't know the date, but it's early. Okay, you can look it up and I'll do a recording for it. But this brings a whole lot of self-confidence. Like, oh yeah, I saw that. This is what I want to do. Yes, I'm so excited. I experienced that last week. Like, oh my God, I figured it out. That's it. Like, that's what you want to focus on. But be slow and methodical in your execution. You don't have to push everything out right now. Slow and methodical wins the race. Slow, methodical, slow, methodical, slow, methodical. Okay. And this harmonious, it is a harmonious aspect, this triangle. So just know that the planets are working for you, not against you. Okay. But you got to trust, man. You got to trust, and you have to let go of your need to make things happen right now. It's like going to be a big deal. Okay. I'm going to actually, I'm just going to stop share so I can, there. I like this better. I don't like seeing me in the corner sometimes. So you don't want to be emotionally attached to anything. And I know I'm going through some things in my life right now that I'm like, my heart and my emotions are just like, what? Um, but you can't be attached. If you're experiencing anything in your life right now that you feel like emotionally attached to, allow the emotions to move through you and then let them go, like a pool of water in front of you, and then allow yourself to let go. It's you have to let go, because the emotions, if spun out in the wrong direction, could lead to illusion or could lead to aggression because of Neptune and because of Mars. So just, don't avert or avoid emotion, but don't be attached to it. Remember that emotion is something that flows through you. Let it do just that. I'm feeling angry right now. I'm feeling sad right now. I'm feeling so joyous right now. And then don't hang on to it. Let it go. Let it flow through you. Use this energy right now to be very enterprising. And that doesn't mean you have to like create a brand new business, but if you do, great. Be enterprising with you. Who are you and what do you represent right now? Like, what is it that you want to birth out into this world? You've got time. You've got time. Rethink how you've been using Mars energy, because when it goes into retrograde, everything's going to go. So just think about how you want to use this Mars energy. It's powerful. Make way for new growth. I've talked about this. That means, like, if you notice a pattern thought that's uncomfortable, just stop it, observe, go, okay, that's not really comfortable for me anymore. And then say, what is a better thought or action? And I can give you a little hint. Love. Love. Take everything back to love, especially those bits and pieces that are like really hard to love. Just love them. Okay. Let's see my notes. Sometimes I look at my notes and I go, what the hell was I writing? So now let's talk a little bit about this triple square from Mars to Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. This is a very empowering aspect. This is so empowering. It's like really, truly asking you to move forward, but you want to act from a place that's touching like that inner light, your spanda, your soul's calling. So don't hurry, but also don't wait. Like, you're going to feel when it sparks you up, you're going to go, oh, there it is. It's like an inner orgasm, like, whoa, that was amazing. That's me. Wow. Okay. Understand that inner light, that inner function, that, not what someone says, you should really do this. Question that. If anything, question that. And then ask yourself what lights you up. And you can't ask yourself what lights you up if you're, focused on everyone else's stuff, looking to see what everyone else is doing on Instagram or wherever else they are. If you're focused on still being pissed off or resentful about something else, or if you're drinking too much or smoking too much or whatever kind of addictive behaviors you have, again, don't judge yourself, but just notice. You're not going to tap deep into that inner light. You're only going to get to a certain level. So meet yourself at that level and then see if you can go a little deeper. Okay. I'm not saying don't have a glass of wine or something, because I'm gonna, but don't try to make big decisions when you're in that space. It could create aggression or a unreasonable pause. Okay. Follow your heart, not anything else but your heart. Remember, I said the word love. Um, I talked a little bit about this at the beginning. Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter well, Saturn and Pluto were both conjunct at the very beginning of the year, and then Jupiter decided to join the party. So we're back there again. So whatever issues you were dealing with in January that maybe showed up, they're coming back for a little bit of reverb right now. So just be mindful of that. It's super important to be in touch with your feelings, but don't attach. Like, be able to say, I'm feeling this, and then let it go. Okay, let it go. This energy is bringing up the truth with Mars squaring Pluto. Remember, Pluto is like the underbelly, it's transformation. Mars is like, I want to know the truth. Tell me now. And Pluto's like, okay. So Mars and Pluto are asking you to tell the truth. We are experiencing that right now, globally. Like, we are seeing truths come up that are like, what? But if you're going, what? You haven't been paying attention, because all this stuff has been undercurrent for a long time, a long time, a long time. So just pay attention, try not to be surprised, and then regroup and ground into whatever it is that you need to understand that truth is going to keep being excavated. Okay, channel your passion and your aggression and your assertiveness into something that requires you to be present. Get fired up, but like, maybe try some new exercise, right? Like, I started running again, but I'm not running down hills, and I'm running with my friend. So she kind of makes me take it at a reasonable pace. I got a little TRX, you know, I'm doing things differently. Do things differently to move your body. Don't sit in Mars and Pluto conjunct each other, because then you're just going to get more angry or more assertive. You're going to like stew and like think about what you want to do. Instead, go move, come back to meditation, to the heart, then move that energy. It's really important. We are in a life, death, rebirth cycle right now. We are rebirthing as a planet. That means you are rebirthing too. Okay. When old energy comes up for you, and it will, if it hasn't already, be like the warrior and be like, alchemize. You know, like, I have new tools. I have new tools, you know, like Wonder Woman. Alchemize that shit. Alchemize the old stuff as it comes up, and be like, no, I'm not even going in that ring anymore with you. And I don't know how it shows up for you. I know exactly how it's showing up for me, and I am being tested, because there's an old part of me that wants to get in the ring and like just go, no, but that's not right. That's not right. And then the universe is whispering in my ear, do you want to be right, or do you want peace? And I want peace more than anything in the world. I don't need to be right. I know I'm right. I know what's right. I don't need to prove it to anyone. And that's the voice I've been hearing lately. So ask yourself, what is coming up for you right now that is like that? And ask yourself, do I need to fight that, or can I just alchemize it? Can I just let it go? Okay. It's really important, you guys. I'm not making this up. And the really cool thing about Mars and Pluto is that it actually brings up some secrets about maybe other people or other situations, but also about you that maybe you didn't know. And let's just say for a moment that maybe you have this epic power about yourself that you didn't know about. It's going to come up. That's Mars and Jupiter. Maybe you have this like gift that you didn't even know you had, or maybe you did, but you were afraid to use it. This energy is going to give you the courage to use it, but just go slow. Okay. It's a super powerful time to do things completely different. My question is, are you ready for this transformation? Are you ready to transform the ways that you've been doing things and do them differently? Are you ready to let go of things that used to hurt you and make you mad, and you know, whatever it was? Are you ready to just go, you know what, I am going to open my eyes to these new opportunities that are being downloaded by Uranus, and I'm just going to let all that other stuff fall away, because it doesn't matter anymore. It's not going to matter. We're moving into the Aquarian age, and we are heart deep in it, and everything is transforming. This is a radical shift on our planet. Radical. We are going to notice more systems falling apart. we're going to notice more systems falling apart. Know your own system, your own structure, and where you lie with what is important to you, your soul, your body, your family, your tribe, your contribution. Your contribution on this planet is so important right now. Open your eyes to these new opportunities. Open your heart to something new. Like the systems that are crumbling right now, this was written. It was supposed to happen. All of this was supposed to happen. This was written. Things need to be dismantled, to fall apart. I'm so passionate about this. It's like I've never had science to back it up, but I always knew that this time was going to happen on the planet. And it's happening. And it's uncomfortable as hell. And if you're not uncomfortable, it's okay. Don't be uncomfortable. Don't try to look for something to make you uncomfortable. Don't do that. Use the power of where you feel really strong and confident, like, oh my God, well, I feel great. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Use that and root deeper into it so that you can be of service to others. Because not everyone is feeling comfortable. Okay. Saturn's going to keep reminding us that the time is now. Saturn is like, time's up, time to go, let's go, get your shit done. But I don't want to. I said now, right? I said now. That's Saturn. It's time, people. It's time. Forgive. Okay, number one, forgive, let go. Forgive, let go. Envision your biggest, wildest dreams. Start to move slowly and methodically toward them, because you might have to take a couple steps back, but know where you are on that trajectory and keep moving. Don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. Allow the belief structures that you have about yourself. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough money. I'm always going to be alone. Oh my God, my family hates me. Oh my God, I have no one. Oh, this world is going to hell in a handbasket. Whatever it is, let it all go. Think power, think source, think universal mind. Think amazing, unexpected miracles, because life's going to get a little challenging. It's okay. You're a power source. Okay. Fill your being with light. I mean it. I know it sounds lame, but it's true. I'm not, well, I am foo-foo. I'm foo-foo and I'm a strong, powerful mama bear. Fill yourself with light. Fill it with light. Just whatever it is, bring yourself into light. When you feel something come up that's not light, just go, huh, that's interesting. Okay, let me explore that. Let me feel it. I did a meditation through the Lion's Gate the other day. If you didn't listen to it, listen to it. You know, just fill yourself up, let those pockets go, keep them empty, and then fill them up with light. Don't ignore the negativity though. Don't ignore it, because it'll just get like bigger. Don't go, oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. No, I'm fine. No, you're not. If you say fine, you're not. Explore, go just deep enough to go, oh, there it is. Alchemize it. Make space. Fill it with light. Okay? So fun. I should really watch these again. We are in a space of limbo. We're like in limbo right now. We're like in the old structure and looking forward to the new structure. So allow yourself to be in limbo. Allow yourself to flow. Allow yourself to feel like this. Just let it flow. Okay? But be like a bamboo reed. Okay? Okay, I have so many more things I could say, but this has been a really long one. So all I'm going to say is this. I'm going to come. Oh, I'm still here. That's right. Usually I'm on this other screen. For this new moon, I want you to love. I want you to love. I want you to love yourself. I want you to love the others. I want you to love the things that are happening that are great. And I want you to love the things that are happening that are hard. Okay, I want you to have equanimity in all of this. And then I want you to sit and just ask yourself, like, what life do I desire? Not right now, today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, whatever. Right? Envision it. And then here's a mantra for you. Ready? The mantra is, the best laid plans rest in the hand of God. So you write up those plans, you sit in your whatever, you be the bamboo reed, and then you give it up to God. Okay. And that's, it's Leo. Leo is all love. Give it up to love. Trust. Say, I trust you. 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 Okay. I'm gonna just share my screen for one more second. This is a big one, you guys. Like, I can't even begin to explain it. Well, I guess I did, didn't I, just now? So here's, I need to tell you this. I have 2 Leos left, and then that's it. We are going to order from Bali, but it takes like, I don't even know how long, maybe 3 weeks to a month, but I have 2 Leo malas left. So if you want one, purchase it. It's on my website. But if you don't want one and you just want the crystals, I list the crystals here for you. Just get those crystals, meditate with them. I even give you the way to make the oils. Okay. So I'd love for you to buy them from me, but if you have those oils, make them yourself. Okay. And then weekly classes, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m., Zoom, and then Sunday in person here in Encinitas. I'm taking next week off. I might even take the following week. We'll see. Workshops. I'm going to announce while I'm on vacation. I'm going to set up a newsletter for all the new workshops coming up. I think you're going to be excited. Lots of postural clinics so you can practice at home and get the right alignment for yourself. Okay. It comes right out of my 200 hour. 200 hours starts in September. It's all online. It's okay. It's all online. And then advanced training online, essential oils. I showed you that. Social media, Instagram and Facebook, Dana Damara Evolution. I am taking the week from the 16th or 17th through the 23rd off. I'm going to tune out and go to Tahoe. I'm just going to tune out and get into that vortex and jump in. So I will not see you between the 16th, unless you're coming to my Sunday morning class, until the 23rd. But in between now and then, I want you to drop into what you want in life, okay? And please love. This is hard astrology. It's hard astrology. It's okay. It's okay. You know, we have to experience change and transformation in order to change and transform. We're just peeling back layers to find the resonance of a deeper sense of love. That's it. Okay. So I want to honor you and say thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. Thanks for paying attention this whole time. This was a long one. I had a lot to say. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Mwah. Namaste.